Welcome to GDR Property Solutions Owner Portal. We're going to go over some of the information you can find in the Owner Portal, and when you get signed up, we will send you an email, and that email will walk you through step by step how to set up your passwords and how to get all your information in and out of the Owner Portal. If you do ever need us to reset a password, just let us know, and we'll send you an email with the reset password information that will walk you through step by step resetting your password. This is what the home page of your owner portal is going to look like. You'll know that it's yours. Your initials will be in this circle on the top right. When you click on this circle, you can go to My Settings. That will allow you to update your personal information and also add two-step authentication for security settings if you so desire. The page that's going to show up is going to be an overview of the financials. For almost anything in here, you will be able to choose on this bar across the top of the page a time period or other kinds of filters. You can always choose cash basis and accrual basis as well. The next thing we're going to look at is the rental owner ledger, and this is going to be all of your properties plus a statement that you can download, and that's year to date. This doesn't show anything right now. We're going to go over the reports tutorial in just a moment. Under documents, that's where you're going to find your management agreement and any pertinent documents that you need to have access to. We will upload to this area so you can get them. For requests, if you would like to put in a maintenance request or any kind of request that you want to communicate to GDR, you go to the request page and then you click add request. It will pop up a page that asks you to fill in the information. Also, if you have any open requests, it will show that on that home page. So for this, you would fill in a subject, a description, attach any files or photos if you like, and then choose your property and click submit. And then you have sent in a request to the folks in the office at GDR. The last thing we're going to look at on the owner page is reports, and this is where you're going to get a lot of your information for what's going on with your properties, for tax information, financial information, and that sort of thing. So the financial sheets, we'll go over the tutorial for those in just a moment. For favorites, if you hover over any of these sheets, you'll see a star come up. If you click that star, it will add it to your favorites, so you can make a list of the reports you most use. Down below we have rentals, we have current tenants, leases ending, rent paid. You can always see a sample. Lease is ending, it gives you the property, the tenant, the rent information, the lease beginning and lease ending. So the reports actually have quite a bit of useful information, and there's rent rolls, tenant statements, so any of these you can click on and it will pull up the report for you based on your properties. Under tasks, this is going to be any of the requests that you have put in, plus any tenant requests, any of the tasks that we're working on for your properties at any given moment. You can look at completed tasks, open tasks, work orders, and task performance, so you can see where tasks are going, how quickly they're getting resolved, and that sort of thing. So those are the miscellaneous reports you can look at. As far as the financial reports, we've created a tutorial that we'll go over now. So for owner financial reports, the report options usually offer cash versus accrual. If there is not a cash versus accrual option, that means that it's pulling information based on that report, and so it's not giving you two different kind of accounting methods to choose from. Accrual is the accounting method used by GDR Property Services. However, you can choose to view the reports in cash basis if that is an option. Just as an overview, cash basis accounting recognizes revenues when cash is received and expenses when they are paid. This method does not recognize accounts receivable or accounts payable. For example, a bill is recorded when the vendor is paid, not when the vendor actually submits the bill. Accrual basis accounting, revenues and expenses are recorded when they are earned, regardless of when the money is actually received or paid. This method is more commonly used than the cash method. And an example of this is expenses are recorded when bills are received, and this gives you an overview of expected income and expenses. So when you're at your home page, you're going to choose reports, and then you're going to look at your list of reports. We went over that you can add a star. Reports are based on the information entered into the system. If you have a question or a concern regarding a bill, owner draw, or contribution, please reach out to the office. We're happy to go over any of the information with you. The first report is going to be the balance sheet. This allows you to see assets, liabilities, and equity. And so we can choose an individual property, or you can choose all of your properties. You choose as of a time frame, and then we're going to look at cash or accrual, and then run the report. When you're looking at reports, you can export reports. You can export on this button, or you can print, email, or download the report as well. So there's a couple different options to be able to send it to your accountant or pull it and print it if you have any questions, that sort of thing. So to look at a balance sheet, there's assets, liabilities, and equity. An asset is anything of a value that you control. For example, your owner's trust account that contains cash or cash owed to you, such as owner deposits, rents collected, etc. Liabilities are debts that you owe to other people. Examples of that are invoices or bills that have been incurred but not yet paid to vendors, property managers, or utility companies. Also, any monies held, such as security deposits. Equity represents what portion of the assets you own free and clear. For example, if you have liquidated all of your assets and paid all of your debts, the amount left over would be your owner's equity. The next report is going to be a general ledger. Debit and credit transactions by property during a specified time frame or period. The ledger provides a complete record of financial transaction. The entries, called journal entries, are debits and credits that reflect what has occurred in your account. It also displays a trial balance. And an example of a trial balance is balancing your checkbook versus looking at your bank account. So it is things we expect to happen versus things that actually are happening. So we choose a property, we choose a date range, we choose cash or accrual, and then we run the report. This report, just like all the others, you can export, and here is an example of an exported general ledger. So you can pull up your general ledger and go through all of the information in here. We're not going to go over everything because not all of this information is going to be in every general ledger. This one is an example, so there is quite a bit of information in there. The next report is rental owner ending balance. The rental owner's ending asset balance, including property reserves and held liabilities by property as of a specific date. This is also the report that will most closely reflect disbursement amounts. So we're going to choose properties, and as of the date, you're going to run the report. This can be exported just like anything else, and this is going to show your ending balances as of the date that we choose for the report. The next one is a vendor ledger. This is bills and payments charged to specific vendors during a specified time frame. So we're going to choose the property, we're going to choose the vendor, we're going to choose the time frame, and then what that's going to do is show us all the vendors that have been paid in the system. An income statement is income and expenses by property during a specified time frame, and so a lot of these reports have a lot of similar information. It's just different ways to look at it, so you can look at each one and figure out what works best for you or for you and your accountant. So here's an example of an income statement that shows the income and expenses for the specified time period. A rental owner statement, that is a rental owner's beginning and ending cash balances by property during a specified time frame. So again, we'll choose the property, the time frame. If you include transaction details, it will give you a detailed account of every transaction that happened, credit or debit. And you can also include the income statement. And so for example, There's page 1 of the rental owner statement that has beginning cash balance and ending cash balance. There's an income statement that's just going to show all the income that you have on that property. And then a transactions. So this would list every transaction if you had maintenance or rent payments and all of those sort of things. A trial balance is a debit or credit balance by account during a specified time frame. And so that is by account. You're going to choose your property, your time frame, cash or accrual, and run your report. Here's what a trial period will look like. And that is all the reports that we have a tutorial for. So if you have any additional questions or you need any specific information that you don't see on here, please do let us know. However, generally all of this information is all the information that you would need. But again, with any questions, comments, or concerns, please reach out to the office and we'll be happy to go over anything you need. We will be sending you an email with that tutorial, and so if you have any questions there, again, please let us know. And thank you again for joining GDR Property Services.